Now we go back to Junior Rotax here at the BNL Karting Series for their first final. Quite a few penalties issued. 2 5-second time penalties for pushing. Also, we had a 5-second time penalty for the 206 of Nick Gerhards for causing a collision. Tim Gerhards has actually been given a time penalty of 10 seconds. According to the official stewards, it was an unsuccessful readjustment of the front fairing, so they have given Gerhards a 10-second time penalty post-race. But the grid is as follows. Kai Gielitz, who was declared the winner of the race, now starts on pole position ahead of Thomas Martins. So it is an all-Belgian front row on home soil. Lucas Schoenmakers and Joop Breedveld ran out the top 2 rows. Christian de Klein and Sam Bergstein ran out the top 3 rows in the 299 and the 219 respectively. Max Knappen and Jens van der Eyden complete row number 4 with Tim Gerhards and Colin van Lammeren rounding out the top 10. From 11th to 18th, the starting order as they go onto the formation lap is as follows. Joris Schoens in the 226, the 267 of Tern Schmidt, the 206 of Nick Gerhards, the number 275 of Luc Niesen starting 14th with Rune de Broeke rounding out the top 15 possessions in the 297. Gilles Clouet will start in 16th in the 221, ahead of the treble 2 of Olivier Jonkers with the number 242 of Matthijs Thurlow rounding out the 18-strong grid. 13 minutes set on the timer once again, plus an additional lap here at Karting Genk. And at the moment the rainfall has now started to sort of not fade away, but it is still there in dribs and drabs. There is slight rainfall hitting the circuit, unlike the deluge that we've had throughout the mid part of the racing action here so far at the BNL Karting Series. And I hope you all at home are enjoying the show and watching with us. So after this we will have another 2 races, Senior Rotax and then DD2 and DD2 Masters to close out the show. So top 10 as we head towards the final phase of the formation lap. It is Kai Gielitz from Martins, Schoenmakers, Breedveld, de Klein, Bergstein, Knappen, van der Eyden, Tim Gerhards and van Lammeren. That is the top 10. 18 Junior Rotax drivers set to get underway very, very shortly into battle for one final time on Saturday afternoon. Let's see. The Rotax Max engines roar into life. Do we get a clean start? Lights out. We're off and away. And there's a little bit of an assist from one of the drivers behind. I think it was Schoenmakers bumping his teammate from behind. But we've had a turnaround. 2 karts together. And I'm wondering who was one of those drivers that got compromised. I think that might have been Thomas Martins. And that is the case. There's another driver. That might have been Max Klappen that might have dropped back as well. So Gielitz has absolutely shot off like a cat trying to cat on a hot tin roof trying to get away, and has got a massive gap between himself and Schoenmakers. So Gielitz declared the victor. So obviously every single result that you hear that I call this afternoon and also tomorrow are all provisional, as there are some dramas up and down the field. It looks like Tim Gerhards is battling away with Christian de Klein for position. So Christian de Klein not having as such a great race this time around, but drivers such as Sam Bergstein are battling away with the likes of us. That's a great move up the inside through turn 11 by Tim Gerhards, who's now behind the 254 of Jens van der Eyden. We go and complete lap number 1. Kai Gielitz from Belgium leads the way. Head of Lucas Schoenmakers from the Netherlands in the 210. Then it's Jens van der Eyden in the 254. Tim Gerhards up into 4th. Joop Breedveld now up into 5th ahead of Christian de Klein. Nick Gerhards now up into 7th position ahead of Sam Bergstein with Colin van Lammeren. Tern Schmidt now up into 10th place ahead of Rune de Broeke from Belgium. Joris Schoens, Gilles Clouet, Luc Niesen, Thomas Martins now down in 15th, along with Max Knappen, Olivier Jonkers and Matthijs Thurlow, all still running on the circuit at the moment. So Gielitz last time around after the completion of lap number 1 had nearly a 1.3 second advantage. But Lukas Schoenmakers might be his teammate. However, when they go racing, when the visors go down, the friendship ends on the circuit. It's all for themselves. As now Van der Eyden getting pressurised by Tim Gerhards. As Gerhards manages to get past, coming out of turn 11, shuts the door for turn 12. Does he? Yes, he does. Good spatial awareness there by Tim Gerhards. But then Jens van der Eyden is going to be compromised as Joip Breedveld closes up, going through across the start-finish line after the completion of lap 2. Van der Eyden looking towards the inside of turn 2 on Gerhards. But Gerhards manages to power out of the corner nice and neatly. There's a bit of a compromisation there for Van der Eyden going through onto the curbs through turn 3, and that nearly put the 254 into the firing line of both the likes of Joip Breedveld and also Christian de Klein, who now have Nick Gerhards and Sam Bergstein closing up on them. So the gap between Kai Gielert and Lukas Schoenmakers last time around was 1.633 seconds. So over 3 minutes completed as, it's getting a bit feisty between Van der Eyden, Tim Gerhards, and also, look, you've got the likes of, that's Nick Gerhards, my apologies there, because Tim runs with a red style helmet design. Nick runs with the bright yellow. And Tim is making his way down into turn 12, which Nick is doing now, and he's just got ahead of the number 219 of Sam Bergstein, as Gielert still leads. The gap between him and Schoenmakers 1.67 seconds. Gielert has the fastest lap in the pocket at the moment, a 1 minute 15.169 on lap number 2. We're now on to lap number 4 of this race. As Thomas Martins and Max Knappen together are making their resurgence through the field, as Bergstein trying to pressurise Nick Gerhards for 7th place going through into turns 4 and 5. They've got Breedveld up ahead as, now that was an absolute textbook slingshot there coming out of the outside line off of turn 6 by Jens van der Eyden as, that's a bump from behind on the back of Christian de Klein courtesy of Joip Breedveld. So Breedveld might have a front fairing penalty coming his way because that was a hefty whack as Van der Eyden is nearly going rally crossing off of the outside. There's no joker laps here in karting, Jens, I'm afraid, through the outside of turn 9, and that allows de Klein, Breedveld and Nick Gerhards to get past, and then de Klein runs a little bit wide coming out of turn 11. That compromises Breedveld, who's got Nick Gerhards right on the back bumper going through turn 12. Van der Eyden joining the party. Then you've also got the likes of Sam Bergstein, Colin van Lammeren all trying to get in on the action. And Bergstein trying to repass van Lammeren going into turns 1 and 2. Goes up the inside. A spin from Nick Gerhards! He was trying to go up the inside of Breedveld going through into turns 1 and 2. And the 206 now takes the joker lap shortcut, I must say, from turns 2 to 6. But Nick Gerhards, being a sporting driver, will wait until everyone that he's accidentally got the one up on to get past, and now he decides to put the accelerator down. I don't know what what race controller are going to decide about that, because that was effectively a shortcut, and he clashes wheels with Jens van der Eyden there as they're all squabbling for position. They're nearly tripping all over each other's Mojo tyres, as Bergstein now ahead of Jens van der Eyden as they steamroll their way through into turn 9. Colin van Lammeren is well and truly in this battle, and he's right behind the 254 of van der Eyden. Then it's Nick Gerhards. Then you've got René de Bruyke and Max Knappen as Nick Gerhards tries to go up the inside of the 267 of Turn Schmidt. My apologies there, Turn Schmidt. So there's quite a few drivers just like literally trying to steamroll their way in like a bat out of hell and try and go up the inside. And that's what happens in this kind of close quarter racing. It's about the skill of the driver to mitigate the conditions and try and use their instinctiveness as, now that was a 360 from Nick Gerhards. So Gerhards again on the same point of the circuit. Now we're not too sure if there was a bit of contact or whether Nick Gerhards got a bit overzealous on the power or the curbs just spat the 206 round in a 360 pirouette, pointed Nick Gerhards the right way. So Nick Gerhards' race this afternoon is going from bad to worse, unfortunately. But at the moment, Kai Gielitz has a lead of over 2 seconds as Turnschmidt and Jens van der Eyden are battling away tooth and nail over 7th position. And Thomas Martins on lap 3, I think, has already called it a day for Saturday. That's a real shame for the 2:55, who started from second on the grid alongside Kai Gielitz. And Christian de Klein did get a front fairing penalty, which dropped him post-race down from what was second down to 5th at the end of the eventual conclusion of the pre-final. Is now Bergstein trying to go up the inside of Breedveld and gets the move done before they even hit the apex of turn 1. Nicely done by the 219, but Breedveld tries to go back on the counter-offensive. De Klein takes a one line through turn 3, and that could have allowed the opportunity for Bergstein to get up the inside of the CRG Holland driver, but De Klein definitely did not want that to happen. Keeps ahead for the minutes. So 4 minutes and 48 seconds plus an additional lap still to go. Nick Gerhards has dropped all the way down to 12th place. Luke Nielsen rounds out the top 10 at the minute, ahead of Max Knappen in the 248, who has been exercising a bit of damage limitation. So Knappen finished in 7th as a result of all the changes through the front fairing penalties that were handed out. And there were 7 of them that were handed out post-race. So now Lucas Schoenmakers looks to be upping the pace to try and catch up to the race leader at the moment, Kai Gielitz, who's had one win today. Still 4 minutes of this race still to go as De Klein and Bergstein trying to swap places more times than I've had hot dinners. As now, Bergstein steamrolls up the inside of the 299 through turn 4. Nicely done by Sam Bergstein from the Netherlands. Great job there to get up the inside of Christian de Klein to now take what is effectively 4th position on the road. Joop Breedveld, Turnschmidt, Jens van der Eyden, Colin van Lammeren and Luc Nielsen ran out the top 10. Nick Gerhards in the meantime has got past Max Knappen for 11th place. That is, it is now an official confirmed retirement, that Thomas Martins will now have a bit of reflection to do, and also checking some data and speaking with his mechanic ahead of what to do tomorrow, because Saturday is one day, tomorrow is something completely different. 180 seconds or just under still to go in this Junior Rotax final on day 1 of the second round of the season. Gielitz now has extended a lead, and he's just done a 1 minute 15.180. With the fact that the rain has started to subside quite significantly over the past half an hour or so, it's still going to keep the track saturated. We've just had 2 penalties issued for 2 wheels outside of the tram lines for the treble 2 of Olivier Jonkers and the 226 of Juri Schoens. So those drivers will be having 3-second time penalties respectively added to their race time, and that will drop Olivier Jonkers, if things were to finish as they were now, down to 16th position. Juri Schoens, that would also drop that would drop Juri Schoens actually just in front of Olivier Jonkers, so that would promote a few drivers such as, that would promote Gilles Chloé and Mathis Turlot, I think, a little bit further up the order, as Turnschmidt battling away with Breedveld, and that is over 6th position. Breedveld up the inside of the 267 through the final corner, but does not get past Turnschmidt. Gielitz in the meantime sets a new personal best lap time of 1 minute 15.067, but Sam Bergstein in 4th place has now put in the fastest lap of anybody on lap number 9, a 1 minute 14.815 second lap time here at the 1,360 metre circuit at Karting Genk, with just over 1 minute and 10 still to go on the clock. So Gielitz at the moment comfortably leading ahead of Schoenmakers. Tim Gerhards rounds out the top 3 and is 3.461 seconds behind the number 210 from JJ Racing. As Gielitz now comes through turn 10. Next up it will be, so once Kai Gielitz crosses the line, it will be onto the penultimate lap of the race for Junior Rotax for the day here in Belgium. And it's been an enthralling one, it's been an interesting one, this race. A lot of talking points, a lot of discussions behind the scene, I'm sure. But 23 seconds remain on the clock. Kai Gielitz now goes on to the penultimate lap of the race. And just a little bit of a discussion between... now it looks like they've just had a quick look at Turn Schmidt's kart, I believe, which includes our clerk of the course and also part of the marshalling team. So we now are on 0 on the timer as Kai Gielitz now makes his way through turn 7. Great battle here between the likes of Christian de Klein, Turn Schmidt and also Joip Breedveld, all representing the Netherlands. They head their way down and exit out of turn number 7 for what will be the penultimate time for this race. So Thomas Martin's kart actually, unfortunately, is off the exit of turn number 2. So there will be a recovery. Last lap board being shown now to Kai Gielitz from Belgium on home soil. Really has come good this season. And I've been really interested to see how the young man has developed over the past season and a half. And leading the Euro Trophy standings at the moment, going into Adria in 3 weeks' time. Gielitz has got some good momentum behind him, and that has carried through into this round of the season here at the BNL Karting Series. So down the back straight away, down the Europalan goes Kai Gielitz for the final time here in the Junior Rotax final. And now Lucas Schoenmakers also negotiates the corner, followed by Tim Gerhards in third place. Sam Bergstein having recovered. Started 6th now, will probably end up in 4th place. Obviously they've got the scrutineering checks to do post-race, weights, front fairings and all that kind of malarkey down in the scrutineering bay to sort out. But the checkered flag will wave for the final time. The second race, the final in day 1, will be concluded, and your victor is on home soil. 2 for 2 as he power drifts out of the corner. Kai Gielitz puts the finger in the air. 2 for 2 for the youngster in the 274, and it is a JJ Racing 1-2 as Lucas Schoenmakers takes second. 0.2412 seconds behind Gielitz. Tim Gerhards takes third ahead of Sam Bergstein. Christian de Klein takes 5th place ahead of Turn Schmidt. Joip Breedveld, Jens van der Eyden, Colin van Lammeren and Max Knappen round out the top 10 positions. Tim Gerhards takes 11th ahead of Luc Nielsen. Then we've got Rune de Bruyke, Olivier Jonkers, Joris Schoens, Gilles Clouet and Mathis Turlo. Obviously there are the 2 3-second time penalties for the 2 drivers. So Olivier Jonkers will drop to probably 16th and followed closely by Joris Schoens. So Kai Gielitz ends the Junior Rotax competition on top of the pile.